One. Who's here? Come say hello in the chat. Let me know who you are and where you're from. We always like to see how international we are when we're running these virtual events. I can see some people typing. It takes a minute or so for it to hit the studio though. So type. Let me know who's here, and I'll get all of our housekeeping information set up. We've got Claire, and Claire is from a publishing company, Pan Macmillan in the UK. Hello, Claire. Nice to see you here. Nick is here as well from Portland, Oregon, formerly Los Angeles. Nick, are you coming back to LA for when we're there for Observe Summit in November? I hope you can make a return trip. Fingers crossed. You're going to try. That is what I love to hear. Victoria's here from Epical in Argentina. Hello. There we go. We've got the UK, we've got the USA, we've got Argentina, we've got Florida in the house as well. Let's see who else is here. Okay, there's some people typing, so I'm not going to. Oh, Sao Paulo, we've got Brazil in the house now as well. See, we're getting through the world. Saudi Arabia, there we go. We're going to the Middle East now. Any other takers? Norway, amazing. This is great. Let's see if we're anywhere else. We've got a few more people coming in. Okay, I'll let you type, and I'm going to start doing all of the introduction because I don't want to waste any time here. So this is today's tech demo with our partners Loxias, and we are going to be looking at blending media and data sources so we can get a 360-degree view of culture. We've also got Malaysia in the house and Cincinnati. Okay, we're going, and Germany. Okay, so we really are. Oh, Brazil as well. Yeah, we're completely global today. I love it. I love it. So for those of you who do not know, I am Dr. Gillian Nay, and I am the founder of the Social Intelligence Lab. I'll tell you a little bit more about who we are in a second, but I want to do some housekeeping with you all first because these are questions that come up every time that we're doing one of these sessions. The session is being recorded and we'll get that edited and sent out to you, so you should receive it again within about half an hour of the event finishing. We would love it if you would watch it back because we know from watching them here the next day that there's always something that we missed the first time around. And if you think that someone within your network or your teams would benefit from watching the demo, then please do send it on to them. It's very much appreciated. Today's session is going to be interactive. So loads of you have already found the chat. You can continue to talk to each other in the chat, and you can pop your questions and comments in there as well. Hey, Louisa, we've got more Brazilians in the house. Hello. So you can pop them in the chat. If the chat gets really chatty, because it can completely pop off sometimes I miss things here. So if you've got a question that you really want answered, use the question functionality and it pops it up on my screen so I can't miss it or ignore it. So that is what to do there. Now, I am the queen of technical mishaps, but we managed to play them off very nicely. So please, if there is any technical issues, do stay on the line. We've had everything happen, and we have ways of resolving everything pretty quickly. So stay on the line. The other thing that's not on here that keeps on coming up now in some of our sessions, which is a blessing and a curse, I guess. But today's session is for educational purposes, and Loxias have given up their time to come and share it with you. So we would say that there is no sales in the chat. So if you're offering your own services or your own products and things like that, that message will be deleted and you may be removed from the event as well. So please do not do it. But you can talk about work and you can talk about what's happening on the screen. You can talk about lots of things. You just can't sell anything in the chat. Thank you very much. It is for everybody's benefit, really. So if you don't know, we're the Social Intelligence Lab, and we are a community that is working towards building a discipline for social intelligence. Now, I'm assuming that because you're here, you all like social and internet data. And I think we could probably pretty much all agree that it is quite hard to get any solid advice, benchmarks, how-tos, processes, like best practices, and all of that kind of stuff We are working to build that. And we are just about to launch an association component of what it is that we do at Observe Summit in November. And there will be much, much more coming out from us that will all help us greatly in our jobs. Now, today's session is one of these ways that we get to connect the industry and we get to showcase what technologies and services and what good work is out there. So please, as I said, feel free to network with each other while we're on here, ask questions of our presenters, but no sales. Thank you. So today's session is come to you from Loxias AI. So they've been going about since 2014. So they are pretty old now. And you might have known them, particularly for our friends in Brazil, as Polis Consulting. So they've transformed social listening expertise into accessible consumer intelligence. They're inspired by Apollo's wisdom. They deliver affordable, quick, and insightful solutions to guide brands through challenges, making data-driven strategies simple and effective. And they're just about to show you now how they do that. So I would love to welcome back into the studio, Alex. Alex, are you there? Let's see if we can get you in. Hey, Alex.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Hi, I'm a little hoarse. I'm calling in from Munich, and for those who know, it's the first week of the Oktoberfest, and from my voice, you can hear.
Taking it hard then.
I've been there a couple of times, so bear with me.
No, that is all good. And then we're also welcoming in Alejandra. So I will hand over to you now. And Alejandra is just on her way in. And I'll hand over to you for the demo. And I'm here if anybody needs anything. But I'm really looking forward to this because I want to see what happened with Squid Game this time because I missed all of that action. So I'll see you soon. But yeah, you're in charge now, Alex.
Great. So, Jillian, quick question. How do I operate my slides?
And then select your slides.
I sent them over to you, the deck.
No, if they're in the system. If you click on share, and then share PDF presentation.
Oh, I need to do it again. Okay, cool. Here we go.
There you go. Okay. Thank you.
Jillian, if you're the queen of technological mishaps, I'm the king. So that makes two of us.
So we don't stand a chance today then. Everything is going to go wrong.
Excellent. Yeah, Jillian.
Good luck. I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Jillian, for this very kind introduction. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the next 25 to 30 minutes. It's about data integration, about blending of different data types. And we chose Squid Games 3 because, in fact, there is a huge buzz and all different data types. When I say we, who is this? You have the lovely lady here, Alejandra Leon. She is our International Business Development Director in the industry longer than I am, for 13 years, I believe. She will take you to the more technical slides. I'm Alex, I'm the founder. I started Loxias some 11 years ago out of Brazil. Today, we are a little multinational company with operations throughout Latin America and Europe. We are basically doing two things. We resell platforms. We're a value-added reseller of platforms such as Brandwatch, Hootsuite, Social Insider, All Ears, Nebula, so value-added reselling. And on the other hand, we have our own solutions where we use data and turn data into intelligence. And when I say data, it's basically the customer data. It can be OpenSea data, proprietary data, and of all different types. We use it via API. We use other ways to get our data, and then we use a proprietary methodology and lots of AI I'm not going to talk about AI, I promise, because I guess the last 5 webinars have been about AI. But be rest assured, we have many algorithms working in the background to come up with some intelligent information. And when, for instance, we work with customers on their platform, we make their own platform smarter by downloading the data, enriching it, using the algorithms, and then playing it back as one example. Platforms, that's a very important point we are going to mention in our example here. The traditional platforms, and take whatever platform you want, they come from the text analysis, image analysis, and only slowly are they adapting to more recent data sources such as audio, such as podcasts, such as video. And one of the core messages that we are going to convey for the next few minutes throughout our presentation is, if you don't get the whole sources, the whole data sets, you might arrive at the wrong conclusion. Yeah. So having said that, I pass the ball over to Alejandra. Thank you, Alejandra. Just one more thing. Please send your questions to Jillian. We are not going to bore you with many slides. We have some 10 slides maybe. Also, we have quite some time at the end to take your questions and engage in the debate. Thank you very much. Alejandra.
Yes, thank you, Alex. And thanks everyone for attending this session today. And we can go to the next one. Yes, another one. Yes, thank you. What we are going to cover and explore today is how to decode the fragmented conversations and how to turn them into real insights. So the challenge today isn't lack of data, as you already know, multiple platform and formats. So it's actually about the noise. So we have audiences that speak across different platforms. They use different formats, even different languages, and even regions. So if we only look at one channel, we probably will be missing the bigger picture. So that's why at Loxias we develop our own methodology to capture these essential layers. And what we are going to present today is how we analyze the narratives and also how we develop our own brand health indicator. And we don't just rely on one single tool. We may combine different sources like IMDb, where we get all the reviews about the different contents. And also we use Flix Patrol. That's a very cool source because that allowed us to see how the different contents ranks among the OTT platforms. And then we also use Oliers for the audio and video data that collect from TikTok, YouTube, different platforms for podcast. And finally, Brandwatch to extract the text data. And depending on the business case, we might use all of them or a combination. So that give us not just a view of the conversation, but the ability to connect all the dots. Yes, Alex, we can go to the next one to explain a little bit what we did. So for Squid Game season 3, we integrated, of course, text mention, including all the hashtags, including mention from news, from blogs, from different forums. But we went a little bit further. We also transcribed the video content to capture what's being said and who's being mentioned as well. We included the podcast conversation where we can identify the sentiment and the tone. That often it carry more weight than just the text. And finally, in our methodology, of course, we structure the data, we clean, we model, and then we produce what we like to call the integrated bus analysis. So the big advantage of combining the text, the audio, and video is this. We don't just capture what people say, but we capture how they feel and how the culture amplifies the content, like in this case. So if we can go to the next one, Alex. As you'll know, Squid Game 3, that's the final season, was a massive success. Netflix itself reported over 122 million views since the launch. And that's why we focus on this content. It was ranking top 10 and very quickly. But here's the interesting part. If we look at a core metric like the reach, traditional text listening tools would capture just the 27% of that reach, of that conversation. But when we added the video and the audio data, we suddenly account for over 70% of that reach. So, and that is a radical shift. We can very easily perceive that if we don't integrate other sources, we might be getting with a smaller picture. We might be taking different decisions. So this shows why this is important. So
And I believe
integrate. Yes.
this is inverse proportional to the actual volume, right? Because text is still predominantly in the buzz. So we are talking about 2/3 or maybe 70% of the buzz is text, whereas only 1/3 is audio and video. However, the reach is the other way around. 70% of the reach is audio, video, and 30 only text.
Exactly, Alex. And over we are seeing that also video is growing. So in a way, we need to balance those different sources. Now I think we can move to the next one, and we can talk a little bit about the narratives. So most listening tools might give you a word cloud, a list of most repetitive terms in different widgets, but frequency for us doesn't equal importance. Our approach looks not only at the frequency of the terms, but also their combination, how the keywords combine, and also how close they are. We really look on the proximity of those terms, and in a way allow us to have a map of what truly matters in the conversation. And when we apply this to both text on the one hand and the audio on the other, the difference is clear. So let's take a look on the narratives we discover in the text. So we see high anticipation and mixed reception. There was a lot of huge hype about season 3 release, followed by divided reviews criticizing the plot, the characters, and the final. And something really that caught our attention was that before the content was launched, there was a lot of anticipation. So the audiences were like expecting the content to be out. And once the content was aired, and Hollywood industry, all comments coming from them were really positive, very enthusiastic. But the audience changed. They started criticizing about the characters. So there was a strong focus on Gi-hun, the front man, so the different characters in the content, with detailed debates about their storyline. So in a way, yes, there was conversation. The mentions were massive, but the quality of that conversation were not so positive at all. But then it comes buzz around the spin-off, another conversation we find out. There was a lot of speculation about having a US adaptation. So there were major conversations about expanding Squid Game's universe. Also, we detect topics about gamification and the digital fandom. There were frequent mentions about Roblox, Fortnite, and also fan art, in a way that reinforced how Squid Game can be easily integrated with gaming industry. In the end, a little bit of franchise fatigue. Some viewers were expressing a sense of overexposure. It seems that Squid Game season 3 didn't replicate the same impact as the season 1. So that is for text. But then if we go to the audio and video, we find something different. So we discover an explosion of UGC. So people creating its own content, sharing animation, edits, doing reactions about the content. And that really helped the Squid Game season 3 to spread further into culture. And then we also found theories that also work as engagement drivers. There was a speculation about the characters and potential or different endings that also kept the audience hooked and made the content go viral. And then more focus on aesthetics aspects and different visuals. And this is something that we can really detect by reading the audio and video, these type of formats. Video content emphasize set designs, soundtracks, and more cinematography style, in a way, improving how people see the show's quality. And another topic we also detected there is the humor and the meme culture. Squid Game clips often go viral as memes. They use it a lot, given the content a playful tone. And again, this is something we can only perceive by reading and subscribing all the videos. And something important also is the presence of influencers. We discover influencers, different streamers that were creating video critics that shape the perception more even than the traditional outlets. So in a way, when you have the influencers creating their own content, in a way, it's more a more genuine content rather than the traditional press release about the Squid Game. And in all, we discover a more positive sentiment. Despite all the plot criticism and also about the characters and maybe the Americanization of the content, or maybe how some characters speak in English, they also they were complaining about the language they use. So despite all of that, in overall conversation, it was more positive than the text one. So if we were to do like a summary of what we have detect, it seems that text data creates a more structured debates and criticism. You will find like comments about who's right, what work, what doesn't. While when you read and analyze the audio and video, it's more about the cultural amplification. You can perceive how the fans feel, how they remix, and how they spread the story. And also, when you see really the videos, you can perceive that it's more genuine. It's more there's more creativity, and in a way, it's more authentic rather than the text. Because probably when you are texting, you're thinking, you're structuring a little bit more your thoughts and what you want to say. So that's the main differences we discover in this type of sources. Alex, any thought here?
In a way, this is very complementary. Yeah? I mean, this is like
Mhm.
a yin and yang, or like black and white and color TV. It's amazing. It's amazing. Without the audio and video, like a huge part of the analysis of the insight simply is not there.
Exactly. Yes, finally, we have reached to our brand health indicator. So again, if we compare with the traditional sentiment metrics you might get in traditional social listening tools, they bucket the mentions into positive, neutral, negative. But our understanding is that that type of outcome simplifies a little bit the reality. Our brand health indicator, we have our own methodology that uses over 20 weighted parameters from sentiment to engagement intensity. And from there, we calculate, we build a score that goes from 0 to a 10 scale. And for us, this is, it has a different usage. So it matters because brands are able to track the perception over time. It makes easier to communicate the insights, and in a way, it enables comparison across different campaigns or competitors. So, in short, it transformed the fragmented feedback that you might get directly from the tools into a clearer and more strategic metric. So, let's take a look on our analysis here. We did this analysis only for data coming from text, and we can see that the performance is rather, it's in between of regular and it almost good. So it's the final score is 5.1. But when we analyze the audio and video, we can see that it's even better. So it's 6.7. So and then, of course, when we combine that methodology, we combine the different data sources, we can see that it enhances the content performance. So the actual score for the combined data is 6.2. So in a way, only by integrating data from diverse sources can brands unlock a true 360 view and analysis.
So in a way, as you said earlier, audio video tends to be more optimistic, more positive, whereas the text a little bit more critic, more negative.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why a combined metric makes sense of all those data sources. So we get the 620.
Absolutely. Yes. I think we can go to for the final takeaways. So as we close, let's recap a little bit on what we covered today. So first, social conversations are fragmented. If we only focus on text, we miss most of the picture. So by integrating audio, text, and video, we can cover not only what people say, but how they feel, how their perceptions are. Second, if we take a look into the narratives, they matter more than just simple metrics of probably only volume. Word clouds and simple counts don't explain the why, and that is what we have discovered with our methodology. So as we said, text seems to be more structured and a little bit more criticism, and because probably you have more time to think sometimes, to think what you write. And in the audio, we can see how the cultural is amplified. So we can perceive tones, we can perceive the feelings, we can understand how the content may spread around through the audience. And third, the brand health indicator simplifies the complexity in a way. The results may vary depending on the source that we are using. Clearly, while combining the audio and video, that enhances overall the content perception. And finally, the biggest learning for us is integration is the new thing. The future of insight doesn't come from a single source, and only by blending multiple sources, we can have a really 360 view and understanding. And
Yeah.
I think
I believe
the end
of our slides right on time and ready to take your questions. I've seen you.
Yes.
I'm quite sure Jillian has collected the questions.
Out here. Yes, there's been a few questions. That was great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take your slides off so everybody can see your beautiful faces and we can have a conversation together. So there have been a few questions that's come in. Nick was asking, does the 70% include memes or GIFs?
Include what? Sorry?
Memes or GIFs?
Includes all the mentions about all the video, all the videos and audio. Includes everything. We are not segmenting.
Okay, brilliant. We've got a quick one here. It says, it's great to see consolidated metrics from different formats to highlight the relevance of the data. So well done for that. And then we've got a question here about what's the distribution for text and audio video?
Yeah, as we said, the interesting thing here, when you look purely at the volume, you still have a 70% participation of pure text versus 30% of audio video. But when you look, does pure volume really make sense as a metric when you weight the metrics? I don't believe so. We don't believe so. So we looked at reach, and there it is inverse proportional. So the reach is much higher. So although only 30% in volume, audio video gives you 70% in reach, whereas versus 30% for text.
Right. Okay. Okay. That's quite an interesting thing to consider. Very interesting, in fact. So thank you for that. Chris is saying, wow, really interesting. Antonio, great results. Carla's saying, amazing. This integration of data from different sources is very important, especially video and audio. It is. Is it becoming your favorite data source to work with? The video.
So sorry, say that again.
Yeah, and if it's our favorite source, yes.
Okay, brilliant. So Anine is asking, how do you assign the sentiment? Is it based on comments? Is it subjective or objective or AI assigned?
Yeah, it's a combination. It's a combination. We read also the comments, and from there we understand the narratives. It's a combination.
Okay, great. Is there any other questions from anyone? Oh, Joe's typing. Let's see what Joe has got to say. And then, oh, we've got one here. I missed this one. This is impressive! Exclamation mark. See, people are loving this. To confirm, does the tool use a sample or a comprehensive data to create the combined text, audio, and video brand health metric?
So again, we used a variety of tools and data sources, downloaded them, put our secret sauce. It's a lot of work to get the weighing right and to cleanse the data. Today there is not one silver bullet or one tool that does it all. There's still a lot of work required in order to get it right. We are talking to the major platform providers constantly and urging them to include all the different data sources. And it's happening slowly, maybe too slowly. This is why we are talking, or why we're using a whole variety of different tools to get the whole set of data.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Joe is asking, how are you determining reach? Most social listening platforms use a poor estimation.
Yeah, look, this is really, there are some 15 plus parameters. It's highly complex, but I mean, is it a poor estimation? There is mathematical methods behind. So we have some stochastic approach as well. Is it poor estimate? I mean, I believe what we are doing is probably more precise than what you get from most platforms, where I would agree it's really finger in the nose and estimate.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. There was one other one that's come in. So if anybody's got any final questions, pop them in the chat as we're answering this one. So Anine is asking, I love that this makes data visualizing more approachable and easier to understand. So you've caught people's attention with this. This is great.
Yes. Just to add,
what we did not show you, because it's not about selling our products online. We have a very nice visualization. Sorry, this is like the most complex word in the English language for me. So you can show this very neatly. We have a tool for that. We did not show this, but yeah, it looks nice. It's nice, but all the math, all the algorithms, and all the work that we showed in the little wheel, this is the most important part.
Okay. No, brilliant. No, this is great. And if you do want to see the Loxias platform, you can get in touch with Alex and Alejandra, and they will gladly give you a private demo. There will be links to do that in the email that's sent out with the playback. So please do get in touch with them and speak to them about your project requirements. And I'm sure that they'll walk you through everything again. as well, and see where they can help you make better use of your social data. And I see visualizations come up a lot. So and just to be able to help you tell a better story with your data. So Alex, Alejandra, thank you so much for coming in to join us. This was really great. I enjoyed this. You're welcome back anytime. And for everybody who's come in, thank you so much for all of your great comments and questions for everyone. This is great. Yep, lots of love sharing for you
Thank you
guys.
for having us.
This is lovely
Thank
to
you very
see.
much for having us. Thank you.
No, oh, of course, it's my pleasure. For everybody watching, we will have another demo with Ominous Social, which is on the 8th of October, and it is talking about LinkedIn data and healthcare. So if that's your jam, then you'll want to take a look at that one as well. But back to you two. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit more about what you do at Loxias. It was incredible to see, and thank you for taking us through a case study, because it really does. It brings everything together really, really well when you do that. And we can get to see more examples than clicking through the dashboard all of the time. So thank you for that. That was great. Have a nice rest of your day, everyone. It was lovely to see everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.